Hello, this is Lori. How are you? This is beginner's yoga, and let's see. We're going to do more of the core exercises. Make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes. Make sure that if you feel any pain, that you back off. Don't hurt yourself, and just have fun. We're doing this for fun. And I'm going to go back over here and see how this will work. Make sure I'm all on the film. Okay. I got my mat. So let's do what we usually do. Since we've sprung forward and because it's springtime and the sun is staying out late, we're gonna have this glare from my window. Sorry about that. um, so you can sit like this, like a regular cross-legged. You can sit on a cushion or a pillow if you need to. I'm going to sit like this. I have one heel right here, and right next to it, the next heel. Um, it's pretty. My knees are pretty flat. This one might be a little bit flatter, but that's good enough for now. Um, so you want to make sure that you're sitting comfortably. You have your back straight. Get your shoulders down, head over your shoulders, so there should be a line here. Your brain, your spinal cord and vertebrae all the way down to your seat. Straight line. You can put your hands at the heart center. You can put them on your lap like this, or you can have your arms like this, your hands like this. It's up to you. I move it around. Sometimes I do it this way because it reminds me that I'm consciously working on a meditation, that I'm doing this for a reason. I'm not just sitting there. And so with it being spring, I was thinking that we should, welcome spring, welcome new growth. And some of that growth includes us taking care of ourselves and growing new muscle when we work out and learning new habits. If this is a habit, then it will be beneficial for you. It helps relieve stress. It gives you feel good hormones in your brain. It helps you sleep better and you have better health. So there's all kinds of benefits to this doing this exercise yoga. So as before, like I said before, we take long, slow inhales, wait a couple of seconds, long, slow exhales, wait a couple of seconds, and keep doing that. So let's think about growth. Okay, so the first the first position is downward facing dog. So I want you to get into tabletop, and your knees are right under your hips, and your hands, wrists are right under shoulders. So you're a square table. You want to kind of grip the mat or the floor with your hands and then curl your toes under and straighten your legs out. If you can put your heels on the floor. Let me move up. And you become a V. Of course, I'm turning my head towards the computer, but if you're doing it, you should be like this. And we're going to hold it for a couple of breaths here. Now, we'll have to move the mat back so you can see me. Can you see me? Move back the computer. Sorry, this is not ideal, I guess. I want you to see all of me. I guess this will have to do. And that glare. Oh. Okay, so warrior one, you're going to take a wide stance. If you can't go that wide, it's okay to have not as wide of a stance. You want your knee over your ankle. This one, you want your foot sideways because it's your stopper. And this is warrior one, so we're going to turn our hips towards the right. On the right leg. And then your hands go up by your ears. This is warrior one. Let's do some breathing. And then we just turn around on the other direction. Knee over ankle. Back foot is sideways. The stopper. Hands by the ears straight up. Don't get too comfortable. We're going right back here. And this is going to be warrior two. So again, the knee over the ankle, the foot turned to the side as a stopper. You keep your stance as wide or as small as you want, however you're comfortable. You want to be challenged a little bit. You don't want it to be so easy. You want to be challenged a little bit. You don't want it to be hurting. You don't want it to be unbearable. So, and this, we're not going to turn our hips to the wall or to the right. We're going to keep them like this. And we're going to move our arms out, have them level, and gaze over our hand. This is warrior two. to the next side. So just make sure your knee is over your ankle. Your hips are not going that way. We're not doing warrior one, we're doing warrior two. So keep your hips this way. Arms out. Shoulder level. Gaze over your left hand. Breathe. Good job. Now, since we're on a roll here, turn back to your right and do the knee over the ankle and the foot turn to the side. And you're going to bring your arm down to the floor if you can. If you can't, you can use a brick. If you have one of those yoga blocks, you can use a pile of books, whatever to help you if you can't get your hand down to the floor. And then you're going to have your other arm going up. And this is extended side angle. Don't forget to breathe. This is going to strengthen your core. You should be feeling that in your legs, and it also stretches out your side. So now we're going to do the other side. Again, knee over ankle. Back foot is your stopper. If you need something to bolster you, do this. Eventually get down to the floor. Good. You feel some heat building up in you yet? All right. Now we're going to do tree. You can hold on to something if you need to keep your balance, but eventually you're going to want to let go. And we're going to start simple, so your foot can be on your calf. And you can keep your arms here, but it seems like it's easier if you put your arms up. Helps you stabilize and be balanced. Make sure your knee isn't blocked. You don't want a rigid knee. Breathe. Don't talk. It makes it harder. As you get better, you eventually are going to have your, well, maybe I can't show you. I don't know. Up here. I'm not going to do it, obviously. So let's go to the next side. Now, doing tree helps you learn to balance. It also helps stabilizes your core. You are going to be using a lot of your core muscles to stabilize yourself. So it's a good exercise for strengthening the core. Now, this one, you're going to have your feet hip width apart, and you're going to be like you're doing mountain. Remember mountain? But now we're going to put our arms up close to our head and act like we're sitting down in a chair. This is chair. Good job. My legs. Can you feel it? We're going to get down on the floor now. The rest of the exercises are going to be on the floor. And you want to make sure we're going to do plank. So you want to make sure that your wrists are in line with your shoulder. You want your hands to be kind of widely apart. You don't want them too close together because that makes it harder. You don't want them so far out that that's just ridiculous. And you want to kind of grip the floor or the mat with your fingers. And then we're going to kick out and be on our toes and try to make sure that we're in a line. And then just breathe. Good. That's kind of hard, and that will also stabilize your core. That will also use all your core muscles to keep yourself in a line there. So it's a very good exercise for strengthening the core. If you shake a little bit, that's okay. That just means your muscles are working pretty hard. Um, and you try to go for at least 30 seconds or 4 or 5 breaths, however you want to measure that. I don't have a clock, so I measure it by my breath. It also kind of helps me to keep track of my breath and not be worrying about, am I doing this too shortly, or, you know, I focus more on the breath. My cat wants in. We do this every time. Poor baby, you got left out. Okay, so we did the plank. Now we're going to do a reverse plank. So put your hands behind you and make sure that you're gripping the floor mat. Kick your legs out. Try to keep your try to keep your feet on the floor. And now we're doing the reverse plank. That'll make you sweat. It's making me sweat. I'm gonna have to start wearing a short sleeve t-shirt instead of this long sleeve one. This next one is bridge. So anyway, on that shoulder reverse plank, you really are working out your shoulders and your arms on that one. So it's a good one for strengthening that part of your body. And again, you also have to use your core. So like all of these exercises we've been doing are working on our core as well as our muscles in our arms and legs. So bridge, you want to get down on the floor. You want your knees up and your arms down. And then all you do is lift your hips up off the floor. This is going to strengthen the lower back. Good. And now we're going to do the seated forward bend. Oh, my favorite. I've been studying this pose a lot this week, trying to see, you know, how I can release my muscles more so I can get my head down to my knees. But I am not the only one who has trouble with this, so I'm going to let it go. It's just as long as I'm doing my best, which is what I tell y'all, to follow that. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your back straight and you have your feet out in front of you. This is staff pose, right? And then you're just going to bend from the hips down and reaching out to your feet. And go as far as you can and then hold it and breathe. Good. Okay, now we're going to do child. So get up on your knees and then bend your body down to the ground. Put your forehead on the ground. And you can either lay your arms alongside with your palms up like this, or you can stretch out your arms like this, however you prefer it. Oh, Penelope. Oh, poor baby. No one's paying attention to you. Mm. So child is a really good pose for relaxing. It's a restorative pose. Now, we're almost done. We're going to do some meditation. So I want you to sit, get your yoga seat, get yourself settled, make sure your back is straight. And this is a renewal time of year, and so let's think about how we are going to renew ourselves this year. What are the things that we're going to do to renew ourselves? Because this is one of the how many springs that we're going to have in our life. What are we going to do to make it special, to make it healing, to put ourselves first? Because if we don't, who will? Taking care of your body is a really important part of that. So start breathing very deeply and think about how your body feels. Give any part that's sore. So when you breathe in, you're breathing in energy. And when you breathe out, you're breathing out stress. Gradually come back. Come back here to your body. Open your eyes. How do you feel? Pretty good. That was a good workout. I want to remind you that we have more books at the library that you can check out to help you on your journey. We also have exercise DVDs if you're interested. If we don't have what you want, you can look through Evergreen and you can probably find it somewhere. If you have suggestions for us to purchase, let us know, because we are collecting things for you and your use. So I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope I see you next week. Take care.